From translation, NKJV New King James Version. This 272 day of the year. Today we are reading passages Zechariah 1-7. Zechariah chapter 1, verses 1-17. In the 8th month of the 2nd year of Darius, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Zechariah, saying, The Lord has been very angry with your fathers. Therefore say to them, Thus says the Lord of hosts, Return to me, says the Lord of hosts, and I will return to you, says the Lord of hosts. Do not be like your fathers, to whom the former prophets preached, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts. Turn now from your evil ways and your evil deeds. But they did not hear nor heed me, says the Lord. Your fathers, where are they? And the prophets, do they live forever? But my words and my statutes, which I command my servants the prophets, did they not overtake your fathers? So they returned and said, The Lord of hosts has dealt with us according to our ways and according to our deeds, as he planned to do. On the 24th day of the 11th month, which is the month of Shebat in the 2nd year of Darius, the word of the Lord came to the prophet Zechariah, saying, I saw at night, and behold, a man riding on a red horse, and he stood among the myrtle trees in the hollow. And behind him were horses, red, sorrel, and white. Then I said, My Lord, what are these? So the angel who talked with me said to me, I will show you what they are. And the man who stood among the myrtle trees answered and said, These are the ones whom the Lord has sent to patrol the earth. Then they answered the angel of the Lord who stood among the myrtle trees, and said, We have walked to and fro throughout the earth, and behold, all the earth is resting quietly. Then the angel of the Lord answered and said, O Lord of hosts, how long will you not have mercy on Jerusalem and on the cities of Judah, against which you have been angry these 70 years? And the Lord answered the angel who talked with me with good and comforting words. So the angel who communed with me said to me, Cry out, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, I am zealous for Jerusalem and for Zion with great zeal. Therefore thus says the Lord, I will return to Jerusalem with mercy. My house shall be built in it, says the Lord of hosts, and a surveying line shall be stretched out over Jerusalem. Cry out again, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, My cities shall again spread out through prosperity. The Lord will again comfort Zion, and will again choose Jerusalem. Zechariah chapter 2, verses 1-12. I lifted up my eyes and looked, and behold, a man with a measuring line in his hand. Then I said to him, Where are you going? He said to me, To measure Jerusalem, to see what is its width and what is its length. And behold, the angel who talked with me came forward, and another angel came out to meet him, and he said to him, Run, speak to this young man, saying, Jerusalem will be inhabited as towns without walls, because of the multitude of men and livestock in it. For I, says the Lord, will be a wall of fire all around her, and I will be the glory in her midst. Up, up. Flee from the land of the north, says the Lord, for I have scattered you like the four winds of the heaven, says the Lord. Up, Zion, escape, you who dwell with the daughter of Babylon, for thus says the Lord of hosts. He sent me after glory to the nations which plunder you, for he who touches you touches the apple of his eye. For surely I will shake my hand against them, and they will become spoil for their servants. Then you will know that the Lord of hosts has sent me. Sing and rejoice, O daughter of Zion, for behold, I am coming, and I will dwell in your midst, says the Lord. Many nations shall be joined to the Lord in that day, and they shall become my people, and I will dwell in your midst. Then you will know that the Lord of hosts has sent me to you. And the Lord will take possession of Judah as his inheritance in the Holy Land, and he will again choose Jerusalem. Zechariah chapter 3, verses 1-10. Then he showed me Joshua the high priest standing before the angel of the Lord, and Satan standing at his right hand to oppose him. And the Lord said to Satan, The Lord rebuke you, Satan. The Lord who has chosen Jerusalem rebuke you. Is this not a brand plucked from the fire? Now Joshua was clothed with filthy robes, and was standing before the angel. Then he answered and spoke to those who stood before him, saying, Take away the filthy robes from him. And to him he said, Behold, I have removed your iniquity from you, and I will clothe you with clean robes. And I spoke, saying, Let them put a clean turban on his head. So they put a clean turban on his head, and clothed him with garments. And the angel of the Lord stood by. Then the angel of the Lord admonished Joshua, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, If you will walk in my ways, and if you will keep my commandment, then you shall also judge my house, and likewise have charge of my courts. I will give you places to walk among these who stand here. Hear, O Joshua the high priest, you and your companions who sit before you, for they are men of sign. Behold, I will bring my servant, the branch. For behold, the stone that I have laid before Joshua. Upon that stone are 7 eyes. Behold, I will engrave its inscription, says the Lord of hosts, and I will remove the iniquity of that land in one day. In that day, says the Lord of hosts, everyone shall invite his neighbor under his vine and under his fig tree. Zechariah chapter 4, verses 1-14. Now the angel who talked with me came back and woke me up, like a man who is wakened out of his sleep. And he said to me, "What do you see?" I said, "I see a lampstand of solid gold with a bowl on top of it, and on the stand 7 lamps with 7 pipes to the 7 lamps. 2 olive trees are by it, one at the right of the bowl and the other at its left." So I answered and spoke to the angel who talked with me, saying, "What are these, my lord?" Then the angel who talked with me answered and said to me, "Do you not know what these are?" And I said, "No, my lord." So he answered and said to me, "This is the word of the Lord to Zerubbabel. Not by might nor by power, but by my spirit, says the Lord of hosts. Who are you, O great mountain? Before Zerubbabel you shall become a plain, and he shall bring forth the capstone with shouts of grace, grace to it. Moreover the word of the Lord came to me, saying, the hands of Zerubbabel have laid the foundation of this temple. His hands shall also finish it, and you shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me to you. For who has despised the day of small things? For these 7 rejoice to see the plumb line in the hand of Zerubbabel. They are the eyes of the Lord, which scan to and fro throughout the whole earth. Then I answered and said to him, "What are these 2 olive trees on the right of the lampstand and on its left?" And I spoke a second time and said to him, "What are these 2 olive branches that dip into the golden oil drips?" He answered me, saying, "Do you not know what these are?" And I said, "No, my Lord." So he said, "These are the 2 anointed ones who stand beside the Lord of the whole earth." Zechariah chapter 5, verses 1 to 12. Then I looked, and there was a flying scroll, and he stretched it out and said to me, "Read it." And I looked, and there was a hand hovering above me, and behold, a scroll flew out. Then he said to me, "This is the curse that goes throughout the land. Every thief shall not be acquitted, and every perjurer shall not be acquitted, but by my name. I will bring it forth, says the Lord of hosts, and it shall enter the house of the thief and the house of him who swears falsely by my name, and it shall remain in the midst of his house and consume it, with its timbers and stones." Then the angel who talked with me came out and said to me, "Lift your eyes and see what this is that comes forth." So I looked, and there was a basket carried on an ephah, and he said to me, "That is wickedness." And also the lead cover weighted heavily, and when I lifted up my eyes and looked, there came out a little window. Then he said, "This is wickedness." And he pushed it back into the ephah, and he said, "This is her wickedness." Then I lifted up my eyes and looked, and there were 2 women coming out with wind in their wings, and they had wings like the wings of a stork, and they lifted up the ephah between earth and heaven. So I said to the angel who talked with me, "Where are they carrying the ephah?" Then I said to him, "Where are they taking the measure?" And he said to me, "To build a temple for it in the land of Shinar. When it is ready, they will set it there on its base." Zechariah chapter 6, verses 1 to 15. Then I turned and raised my eyes and looked, and behold, 4 chariots were coming from between 2 mountains, and the mountains were mountains of bronze. With the first chariot were red horses, with the second chariot black horses, with the third chariot white horses, and with the 4th chariot dappled horses. They were all powerful. Then I answered and said to the angel who talked with me, "What are these, my lord?" And the angel answered me, "These are 4 spirits of heaven who go out from their station, and they are before the Lord of all the earth. The black horses are going to the north country. The white are going after them, while the dappled are going to the south country." Then the strong went out, and they sought to go that they might walk to and fro through the earth. And he said, "Go, walk to and fro through the earth." So they walked to and fro through the earth. And he cried out to me and spoke to me, saying, "Behold, those who go toward the north country have quieted my spirit in the north." Also the word of the Lord came to me, saying, "Take an offering from the captives, from Heldai, from Tobijah, and from Jediah, who have come from Babylon, and you yourself go that day, and enter the house of Josiah. Take from them silver and gold, and make crowns, and set them on the head of Joshua the high priest, the son of Jehozadak. Speak to him, saying, Thus says the Lord of hosts, Behold, the man whose name is the branch. He shall grow up in his place, and shall build the temple of the Lord. He shall build the temple of the Lord, shall bear the glory, and shall sit and rule on his throne. So he shall be a priest on his throne, and the counsel of peace shall be between them both. Yes, it shall be a crown to those who would be crowned, but it is reserved for those of him who are to be. The crowns shall be to Helam, Tobijah, Jediah, and Hen the son of Zephaniah, as a memorial in the temple of the Lord. And those from afar off shall come and build the temple of the Lord, and you shall know that the Lord of hosts has sent me to you. And this shall come to pass, if you diligently obey the voice of the Lord your God. Zechariah chapter 7, verses 1 to 14. Now in the 4th year of King Darius, the word of the Lord came to Zechariah on the 4th day of the 9th month, which is Kislev, when Sherezer and Regem-Melech, and his men, sent to the men of Bethel asking for favorable words from the Lord, asking the priests who were at the house of the Lord of hosts and the prophets, saying, Should I mourn in the 5th month, separating myself, as I have done these so many years? Then the word of the Lord of hosts came to me, saying, Say to all the people of the land and to the priests, When you fasted and mourned in the 5th and 7th months these 70 years, was it really for me that you fasted? when you ate and when you drank? Did you not eat for yourselves and drink for yourselves? Should you not have obeyed the words which the Lord proclaimed by the former prophets, when Jerusalem and its cities were inhabited and prosperous? And the cities in the mountains and the desert were inhabited. And the word of the Lord came to Zechariah, saying, This is what the Lord of hosts has said. Execute true justice, show mercy and compassion to one another. Do not oppress the widow or the fatherless, the foreigner or the poor. Let none of you plan evil against his brother in your heart. But they refused to heed and pulled away the shoulder and stopped their ears so that they could not hear. Yes, they made their hearts like flint, refusing to hear the law and the words that the Lord of hosts had sent by his Spirit through the former prophets. Thus great wrath came upon them from the Lord of hosts. Therefore it happened that just as he cried, and they would not hear, so they cried out, and I would not listen, says the Lord of hosts. But I scattered them with a whirlwind among all the nations which they had not known. Thus the land became desolate, leaving no remnant, so they made the pleasant land desolate.